Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrived in Tel Aviv today, February 25, 2026, for a two-day state visit to Israel, his second since the landmark 2017 trip that made him the first sitting Indian PM to visit the country. He was warmly received at Ben Gurion Airport by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his wife Sarah, with a formal welcome ceremony including a guard of honor. Modi disembarked, signed the guest book, and the two leaders posed for photos before heading into private talks. This evening, Modi will become the first Indian Prime Minister to address Israel's Knesset parliament. Tomorrow's schedule includes an innovation showcase in Jerusalem, a visit to Yad Vashem Holocaust Memorial, where he will lay a wreath, and a meeting with President Isaac Herzog. The visit focuses squarely on deepening bilateral ties in defense, technology, security, and economic cooperation. Discussions center on co-production in advanced areas like AI-enabled systems, missile defense, and modern warfare technologies. Both sides aim to advance a long-pending free trade agreement and progress on the India-Middle East-Europe Economic Corridor (IMEC) for trade and connectivity. India has long viewed Israel as a key supplier of proven defense equipment, from drones and missiles to sensors and cyber tools, with trade growing significantly over the past decade. No major new defense contract announcement is expected during this trip, though talks continue on items like mid-air refueling aircraft for the Indian Air Force, potentially to be finalized later in 2026. Why this timing amid the ongoing Gaza conflict and heightened US-Iran tensions in the region? For India, the priority is strategic. Access to cutting-edge, combat-tested Israeli technology strengthens its own defense capabilities amid border challenges and broader security needs. The relationship has evolved from limited engagement to a robust partnership built on mutual interests in counter-terrorism, innovation, and trade. For Israel, hosting Modi delivers important diplomatic support at a time of international scrutiny over Gaza, ICC proceedings, and regional isolation. Netanyahu has described the ties as a tremendous alliance and emphasized economic, diplomatic, and security cooperation. Netanyahu recently outlined a vision for a hexagon of alliances, a proposed network of like-minded countries to counter what he calls radical Shia and emerging radical Sunni axes. He explicitly named India, Greece, Cyprus, and unnamed Arab, African, and Asian states as core elements. He framed India as a global power and Modi as a personal friend. This is more conceptual branding than a formal alliance structure, and India is unlikely to join any overtly anti-Iran grouping, given its ongoing economic and port interests with Tehran, like Chabahar, and balanced Middle East policy. Still, the rhetoric highlights Israel's push for broader partnerships, with India positioned as a pivotal non-regional player. In India, the visit has drawn parliamentary attention. The Standing Committee on External Affairs recently questioned officials on the timing, given advisories for Indian citizens to leave parts of the region due to escalation risks. Opposition voices have raised concerns about optics during the Gaza situation and India's historical support for Palestinian statehood. The government maintains that all visits undergo thorough security reviews and that bilateral relations with Israel are independent of other positions. On the ground, proceedings are smooth. Modi's flight was highly tracked globally, the Knesset was lit in Indian flag colours ahead of his arrival, and talks are underway without reported disruptions. Outcomes are expected to include joint statements, possible MOUs on tech and security, and strengthened personal rapport between the leaders. Possible results include accelerated co-development in defense tech, helping India reduce import dependence while giving Israel a stable major market. It reinforces India's pragmatic foreign policy, engaging key partners based on national interests without rigid ideological blocs. Regionally, it adds nuance to India's balancing act with Gulf states, Iran and Palestine supporters. Domestically, it bolsters the government's narrative on strong global leadership in security matters, though it may fuel political debate on Middle East policy.